Hey everybody, this is Clint Hajar, and we are in ITL 664, and this is week one synchronous collaboration. So first off, I want to thank our professor Richard Hart for all of the years he's put into this into teaching and educating both youth and adults. Um, Thank you for the video you made for week one. That it was really just in 30 minutes you were able to give me a lot of good advice. Um, I guess I'll start with an introduction of myself. My name is Clint, and I am a factory worker here, and I'm in Central Coast, California, Santa Maria, California, and um, I know I have by the end of this month I'll have a master's in education and also a master's in business administration, but I've never actually worked in a professional type of setting or um, in a non hands-on kind of industry. So this is all somewhat new, even though I have the academic degrees. I don't have the actual experience, but that's what we're here for. And I start student teaching next week, so hopefully we'll get some insight into what that all looks like. Um, so that's why these synchronous meetings are hard for me to get to. And since we're on the topic, the week four. Um, Thursday night, September 23rd, to make the presentations or whatever. Essentially, I work from 4 p.m. to midnight, so I don't know how any of that's going to work, but, maybe if you could let me know in advance, I'd be able to accommodate or try to figure out a way to be online with everybody else, simultaneously. I think it's going to be very difficult for me, but so yeah, um, yeah. So let's see here. The Writing Daily Spark, the Spark Publishing Company. That sounds like a good idea, especially for new teachers, because having good ideas to start writing topics from can be intimidating if we don't know what we're doing. Um, so that I appreciate that a bit of advice. Um, week one is gonna be about our literature review, and like you said, 3 to 4 pages, but what it takes to make a point is ideal. That's what you're going to be looking for. Um, you let us know that week two is a literary review draft, 5 to 6 pages, and we identify the literature, summarize the research. Also, you let us know that these works will help us in the future and in the present, present and future, and then also help other teachers when they look back at our work. Week three will be the complete literature review. That's be 8 to 10 pages. And like you said, make sure we read the directions carefully, summarize the project, and add all the things that are requested. That's 8 to 10 pages. Week four, we're going to make that presentation that we were talking about. And like I said, that's going to be very difficult for me to be online at the same time as everybody else. But please let me know how maybe earlier than normal or some kind of alternative might, that'd be nice. either way, we'll make it work. You, you talked about computers breaking, technical difficulties, going to the library, school, friends, etc. Um, I made a list of some of the important terms and unfamiliar terms that I heard from you. You talk about the team approach and how important it is to ELLs, and I'm assuming that has to do with the entire advocacy for ELLs, and that it's not just a one person. Just one teacher alone can't do it. It takes a community. Um, Also, you talk about money, and that I'm sure that plays a significant factor in many of the schools being able to implement the measures needed for um, having bridging the gap, for those who are having or ELL, ESL learners. And yes, the school populations change. There are a lot of changes in California, but yes, I do know what you're saying. The student school population changes. It has changed a lot. I've seen it with my own eyes, just from the from the time when I went to school until now. Um, and so, you know, I live in a very diverse city, very poor city. So, it's we get a lot of we have a lot of ELL. Most of the schools here in where I live are somewhere along. This is just from like research that I've read. Are about 97. Most of the schools are about 97% Hispanic. Students of like Hispanic backgrounds. Um, so um, so they do have, a lot of the schools have actually are posting job opportunities for and requiring uh, here's another something I don't know about, are like B clad, or like I'm assuming it has something to do with being bilingual. And a lot of the schools are actually asking that for their new teachers. They're making it mandatory that you speak both English and Spanish, which makes sense, and I don't, it obviously rules me out. So, but if it is better for the students, which it is, I'm sure, then because then they have some, the teacher has more ways, more tools to trans to link to background knowledge. When say translating from one language to the next, not just translating, but understanding, the person's background is a big deal, and helps. Um, Either way, let's see. You also bring up the SDAIE. I think you called it side-eye or something along those lines. And I had no idea what that was, so I looked it up. And I saw that it was the SDAIE, which stood for oh gosh, what was it? Oh, I lost the document. But either way, it was there, where everybody's in ELL or LEP, which LEP was like limited English proficiency. And so I'm not so sure how that works, but that's sounds good. Avid, you brought that up, and I did some research on that, and that seems like um, some kind of a program to kind of push students to go to college. You spoke about a 5-year plan, and that we would talk about that later. Douglas Fisher, distance learning playback. Tony Ward, Singer, EL Excellence Every Day. I've been on the Khan Academy a lot in the past, and it's been quite some time since I've been on Khan Academy. And it's been years, and so you brought up that they have information on ELLs and other teaching information. So I will be revisiting that. Scholastic, you said they got great resources like Tom Sawyer with large print and pictures and just a simplified version for younger students. We got, and then uh, you brought up the fact that special learners need to be in the proper classroom, not just special learners, but all learners. And just students in general need to be in grade and grade appropriate, or learning capacity appropriate environment. We don't want to have a student that's reading, let's say at a 6th grade math level, and is in a calculus class. That's he's just going to become frustrated, not going to learn. He's going to be sitting there and wasting time where he could be learning what he needs to learn to attend that class one day. um Yeah, and then you bring up how differentiated learning is very difficult, especially today, because we have so much diversity in the classroom that it does become difficult. Um, I appreciate your question about what are you doing to help your school. What are you or your school doing to help ELLs? That would be a good. Be good for me to hear how people are doing that. And then an aha moment I had was, after our first discussion board, I thought I went the right way. I thought I did a pretty good job. And then I read one of our classmates, and it's the classmate who I commented on, and she just blew mine out of the water. And I thought like exemplary models like that should possibly maybe be displayed sometimes when a question becomes difficult, because or when yeah when a subject is difficult to explain to people, using maybe an exemplary model, like of a student who's above and beyond everybody else, would be good, because it just shows us what we needed to do. um, that might be something that I might use if it's possible, or if it's or if it's acceptable in a classroom one day. Anyways, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.